Use deer feeders. Big game can be hard to find. They feed on soft grasses in fields and hide in the deep brush. Serious big game hunters know the secret to finding big game is to grow it. In our day and age, using deer feeders has become a common practice. There are many different styles to choose from. One thing to consider when choosing a deer feeder is its practicality and ease of cleaning. First, decide on the place you want to install your deer feeder. The best location is a spot close to your hunting grounds. It should also be appropriately sized. If the area you are planning on feeding deer is home to a large number of deer, then you will have to use a much larger and possibly more complex deer feeder. If there are simply a few deer in your backyard, then a simple backyard feeder will suffice. Also consider placing the feeder in a location where deer are already to encourage them to stay. Do not place the feeder too close to a home because the deer will not feel comfortable enough to use it and domestic animals will scare them away. In using a deer feeder, also consider the other kinds of animals around. You will want to make sure the trough is appropriate for the deer yet simple enough to keep the undesired animals out of the feeder. The trough is the most important feature of a deer feeder. It must be able to give the deer easy access to their feed or it will not be an effective feeder. Another key thing to consider in using a deer feeder is the environment of where it is to be placed. In rainy areas, the roof should allow for rain runoff. The same consideration should be taken in snowy climates. The feeders will be especially important in the winter months when food tends to be scarce. Using a deer feeder is not only a benefit for hunters but for wildlife enthusiasts as well. Using a deer feeder gives one an opportunity to observe wildlife close up yet at a great enough distance to ensure they are not spooked. Using deer feeders also allows for wildlife photographers to get some award-winning shots of wildlife at their feeders. Using deer feeders is a benefit for the wildlife. They have a steady supply of quality feed to help them to grow and reproduce, creating a steady supply of big game. Hunters benefit from using deer feeders because they can grow their ideal buck and help to sustain their herd. In any case, there are so many benefits for using deer feeders. Both the game, wildlife photographer, landowner, and hunter enjoy all of the benefits accompanying the use of bird feeders.